call upon NISHA JHANGIANI. Welcome, NISHA. NISHA is a counselor. She's trained from Swinburne University. Is it Swin or Swine? Swinburne. And it's in Australia. And she's a certified hypnotherapist who's been active in the mental health space, health space, since 2012. NISHA has been engaged with multiple welfare organizations as a counseling practitioner and has worked with a wide demographic of clients in Singapore, India, focusing on the systematic challenges that arise from diverse social, cultural, and economic backgrounds. She's also the founder of Mind Wellness Therapy, and the philosophy of her organization is simple. She wants to empower clients to discover their own internal resources and create lasting, positive, healthy change. So NISHA, over to you. She's got a degree in advanced cognitive oh my God, this is going on forever, hypnotic coaching, and she's also certified as an LP practitioner and family therapy practitioner. Over to you. Would you like the mic?
Yes.
Great. Big clap for her.
Thanks, Sharon. So, okay, everybody, I know we're at what most presenters would call slightly the graveyard hour. So I'm going to keep it light. I'm going to keep this a bit interactive. And I want to talk to you a little bit today about the topic that we're going to get on is transforming with authenticity. So as Sharon was saying, this is who I am, and I want to go on a bit of a journey with you. And the journey I want to go on is about this belief. Every individual has the power within them to create the life that they want and live their best life. So I'm going to start with something interesting. Let's have some fun. Some guys in the room here? Anybody work out? Or ladies? Anybody who's like very much into training or CrossFit? I want to ask you guys, and you may have noticed this example used before, but I have my own spin on it. How long do you think you can hold a full bottle of water like this without moving your hand? Anybody? Any shouts? Who says 5 minutes? Who can go for 5 minutes? Okay. 10 minutes? 10? Okay, we have a taker for 10. 15 minutes? I'm telling you not to move your arm. 15? Anybody? No. Half an hour. 1 hour? Let's stretch it. 6 hours. 1 day? Yeah, I didn't think so. I think if you tried doing this for 1 day, your arm would probably fall off or you would need medical attention. So basically, what I've just shown you is a simple thought exercise. We can even hold that thing out for 24 hours. I am sure there are people of different age groups in this room, so how about 1 year? 10 years, 15 years, 20 plus years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. We've been taught to hold that bottle and not move. That bottle represents our past, our experiences, our emotions, and the holding it out in our arms like that, that's conditioning. In this exercise, I noticed, did anyone ask me why I was doing that? No, I just held it out there. How many of you ask yourself why you're doing that? Why you're doing what you're doing? Great, we have some takers, good. Because that's where growth happens. That's where you start to change your mindset. And so, this is where we're at. We carry these rules, conditionings, norms, as well as our past experiences with this bottle out without even once stopping to think to put it down. So this is where we come to this point of authenticity. Now I'm going to run in with you a bit here on a definition. It's the quality of being real or true. Now, when we talk about being real or true, this version of ourselves with the arm out, with the bottle being carried. How many of you here would enjoy wanting to do that or carry that? Carrying this weight around with you everywhere. Not many, right? But we do it anyways. The real or true us is carefree, completely connected, filled with joy. I think the last times any one of us in this room would have felt that way is when we were kids. Before we had rules, before we were told how to think, how to be, and to create this persona around ourselves. So, the philosophy here is, if we can connect back to that part of ourselves that is authentic and that is unburdened by this, imagine what life would be like. I'm going to ask you all to just indulge me for a second. If you'd like, close your eyes or keep your eyes open. What would it be like to live that perfect or ideal life? Just take a second. No rules, no limitations, no restrictions. Imagine you had minus away the rules, responsibilities, the things you had to take care of. If you had all the power in the world to create the life that you want, what life are you creating? Just think about it. No rules, no restrictions. Completely in your power, what would you create? Interesting. Anyone want to share anything? What would you be doing? Right now, this room, no rules, you get to walk out of here and do what you want to do. Anybody want to share? This is informal, so just shoot. What would you like to be doing? Or what would you be doing if you walked out of this room? Anybody? Okay, I'll tell you. If I had to walk out of this room, I had no rules, no restrictions, and no limitations, I'd probably be doing the same thing, just in maybe a few more countries. So that's my goal. I've been wanting to do this and to spread this message as best as I can to as many people as I can. And that's where we are at today. So I'm going to take you through one more story or analogy. Bear with me here. Now, everyone's seen this. This is from an older car model, but I'm sure a lot of you people driving here know what a fuel gauge is. And it basically tells you empty or full. Now, I have a question to ask. If we all had a tank of all the good, positive, loving emotions and feeling completely, full and complete within, that being on the full side and E being on the empty, I'm going to ask this question just saying this as well, that we all have different life experiences, so whatever answer you give, it doesn't matter, we don't judge about it, but we just want to get an idea of where some of you are at. So how many feel like you're on the very full side? Just show of hands. How many people are very content, very full? Okay, we have some takers. How many of you all feel you're somewhere in the middle? Somewhere in the middle? Okay, quite a few hands. So that means, yeah, you're trying to manage that balance. How many of you feel, and that's absolutely okay because we've all gone through this at some point, how many of you feel you're a bit more on the emptier side? Okay, that's all right. You all want to know a little secret? Those answers don't matter because we are always connected to a full tank. We've just forgotten how to tap into that tank. And so now you must be wondering, I've been going on and on about authenticity, connecting with your tank. Get to the point, how do you do it? So stay with me here. I'm going to run a fun thought exercise with you. Back to this fuel tank, okay? I want you to imagine you're driving your car and your indicator is showing that it's empty, yeah? Your fuel tank is about to go low. I want you to tell me, what would you think of these responses? Someone's driving and their fuel tank is like showing it's like going to be empty. And you shout at that tank and say, shout at that gauge and say, you know what, you silly fuel gauge, it's your fault that the fuel is low. Or, you know what, maybe if I don't look at it and, keep driving, it'll stop beeping. I really don't know what this means, or, maybe you're new to driving, you don't know what it is. So I'm just going to keep driving anyways and hope to God for the best. Or, I have all the great power and determination in the world. I can get there even if my tank is empty. I'm super Superman or Superwoman. Do these sound extremely ridiculous to you? What's going to happen? In reality, if you're driving and this is happening to you and you have any one of these things, you're probably going to stall in the middle of the road or have to call like emergency help services if you carry on like this. So, now I want you to take a moment. Look at these statements again. Now, we all have indicators, and those indicators are called feelings. Now think about it. How many times have you told yourself to a feeling, damn it, I shouldn't have gotten angry. It's my fault. That anger should not have come up. Or, you know what? Maybe if I ignore that feeling of, guilt or sadness or whatever it is, it'll go away. I don't know where this feeling is coming from. Maybe it's some anxiety and I don't know where it's coming from. So let me just keep going and it'll maybe take care of itself. Or I am the most powerful person in the world. I don't care about my feelings. I'm just going to soldier on. Yeah, we do that to ourselves, don't we? We don't even stop to think for a second that feelings are nothing more than that fuel gauge or an indicator. They're just here to send you a message, and if you can learn from it, you don't have to be tied down with it anymore. So, back to this idea again. Once we get back into that space where we are able to accept who we are, where we're at, with all of our feelings, take them as an indicator of what they are, then you're able to step into your authenticity. And then from there, create the life that you desire and live at your highest potential. Because in one simple word, you are free. So again, you must be wondering, God, she's talking about all of these things. What do I do in my daily life? I'm going to leave you with 3 things. Get to know your feelings. So following from that previous example, take some time in your day to reflect about what went on and how you felt about it. Say, for example, you've come out from work, okay? I've had friends share this. My boss gave me 2 extra assignments right when I was getting out of the door. Man, that's upsetting. Man, that's frustrating. And then you go back and you're like, you want to give your boss a piece of your mind, but you don't do it. You, most of the times, think, oh no, I shouldn't have that kind of feeling, or I should not talk about it, or I should just forget about it, and you move on. But if you just took a moment and said, you know what? He wasn't being right. And this could apply to anything, your boss, your spouse, your children. We have feelings about our feelings. So if we're thinking like, oh no, we're angry at someone we care about, it's a problem. No, you're angry about a particular experience or activity. Just acknowledge that. My boss really upsetted me, and it's okay. Second, be comfortable in your skin. It's okay to be vulnerable, as it helps to build trust and strengthen your relationships. This is about talking about how you feel. So instead of bottling it up inside, it's about sharing it. I'll give you another example. I was sitting with a bunch of colleagues of mine in my heyday when I was working in the events business. And a lot in this business is out of your control. There are things that can go up and down and are not within your domain of control. So we used to sit down there, and one of the star players in our team turns around and says, you know what? Some days I really don't feel good enough. I think that I'm a failure. I don't think this will work for me. And, he basically was saying that he's been feeling a lot of stress and pressure. That one sharing ended up becoming a whole meal where everyone started to talk about the same stress they were feeling. And we actually ended up discussing strategies on what's worked for us and what's not worked for us. And also, it brought me closer to my team. And I knew I had people I could rely on. Don't be afraid to have that conversation. Lastly, and I think you've heard this throughout the day, learn to love yourself. It's about being kind to yourself. When you look into the mirror, you might see your imperfections. It's the first thing you notice. It's brain wiring. You always tend to notice what's not there, what's not. You're like, okay, this is going on, that's going on, my hair isn't right today, whatever. But look in that mirror for a second, and this is my ritual. When I see the mirror, I notice them and I also say, but you know what? I'm doing great today. Like before coming here today, I am going out there to spread a message and to spread awareness. And I think it takes a lot of courage to do that. And I feel proud of myself for having that courage. And just one nice thing that you say can change the way you think and believe and operate throughout the day. my 3 takeaways. Just getting to you. I need to end like with my ending slide. So what I'm going to do is I am just going to leave you here with those takeaways. And I'd like to let you know that today is the official launch of the organization I am working with called Mindfully You. My partner and co-founder couldn't be here today. He's based out of Dubai. And they run Mind, Body, Soul, which is a government-based initiative in Dubai, run by their Institute and Ministry of Happiness. And we are collaborating in India to roll out some of these projects around transforming with authenticity. We work with individuals, we work with leaders, we also work with organizations as a whole. His area of expertise is corporate culture change. So we work together as a team, and we look forward to connecting with any of you who would have some interesting ideas on how we could work together. My details are here, otherwise I'm around in the room and happy for a chat. Thank you for all of your time, and I'm going to hand the mic back to Sharon.